Hello guys, it's Connie for Lamp Unto My Feet. And as you can tell, I'm at my office. I'm coming to you from, well, I'm taking my walk and I figured you wouldn't mind coming along. So, and I'm coming to a quieter place because I tried to do this before and there was traffic all behind me. We're doing this challenge at work where you have to do all of these steps during the week. And I had to get in a few more before for the end of the week, so I figured I'd go do that. But I also have something, this is going to be a short video. I just wanted to share something that the Lord placed upon my heart. While I was doing my own devotional, while I was reading my devotional this week, I'm reading John, the Gospel of John, and it came to me when I was in the 19th chapter, which talks about that Jesus is being put upon the cross when he was just about right before he gave up the Spirit. He had, right before that, he had said three very powerful words right before he died, and that was, "It is finished." And that, I stopped when I read that, and I don't read the Bible the same way as I used to. I used to like read a whole chapter or two chapters and read it kind of like a novel, but now I don't. Now I read it more. You know, I stop where I know it's speaking to me, and where I want to actually dwell upon it. And in that part, I realized, you know, that was the moment that victory was won. Right at that moment when Jesus said, "It is finished." Imagine, and I hate to imagine that, but imagine that Jesus had never come and we had still been under the law. We would still be at that moment without any hope. But because of the fact that he chose to come here and to be a sacrifice, to die in our place on that cross, that was the moment, "It is finished," that we had hope. We finally had hope. That was the point where everything that is temporal lost to everything that is eternal. And all we need to do is accept him, to love him, to live for him, to accept that, what he did for us. So I was thinking about how, you know, many times we live our lives at times when things are really hard, when we're going through something very difficult. We think that those words, we forget that those words were said. "It is finished." 3 little words. They're just 3 little words, but it is finished. I won the victory for you. That's what he's saying. I won the victory for you. My cousin this week, he loves stuff about like science, and he put up something on Instagram, which was a quote said by an American physicist, and I don't remember the name, but anyway, it was talking about unanswered questions. All of us have unanswered questions. Believers have unanswered questions too. But sometimes, I mean, I just found out someone friend of ours, didn't know that about them. They lost a child. Imagine that. Imagine that tragedy that you lived through, and the unanswered questions that you have there. You might have unanswered questions dealing with whatever you're going through. You know, I don't know if you have whatever trial you may be going through. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe whatever hardship you got a bad report from a doctor. But sometimes we're not going to have. Sometimes we're going to have unanswered questions. "Lord, why am I going through this? Why do I have to go through this, Lord? Why are you not? Why does this have to happen to me?" We've all said that. We've all been there. And sometimes there's no answer. Sometimes there is no answer, at least for now. Things will change because the Lord is with us, and the Lord, all things work together for good. But sometimes there's things like the loss of someone. I lost my mom when I was 24 years old. Right, and that same year, I'm in the hospital giving birth to her first grandchild that she never got to see. So, I mean, I have questions too. Lord, why didn't my mom get to see that? She would have loved that. She'd have been a great grandma. But sometimes the only answer is, "It is finished." It is finished. Maybe you don't understand that right now. And in our hearts, you know what? His ways are so high above our ways that sometimes we would not understand. And sometimes it's better Someone recently said to me, and I have a lot of unanswered questions, and rather than, try to say, well, maybe I can answer it for her. No, because sometimes there are questions that can't be answered. Sometimes the only answer is to trust God. Whatever you're going through, and I know it sounds, and it sounds pat, but it's not. It's not a pat, and it's not an easy answer either. It's not easy to do. It's hard to trust God. If you've ever been through something, it's hard to trust God in certain points in your life. And that's more, when we trust God during those times, that's when the victory is even greater. When you look back, that's when the victory is even greater. When we hold in our hearts that it is finished, that He won the victory, that He won that victory for you. Doesn't matter what the enemy says, doesn't matter what the world says, doesn't matter what your own fear is telling you. It is finished. There is hope. As long as there's a Jesus, there's a hope. So I wanted to share that with you today. It wasn't a very long video, but I hope that it brings you some encouragement and that you just glorify the Lord, just glorify Him in your whole life. So thanks for taking the walk with me today. I think we got some steps in. God bless you.